guess what topic comes up the most when I'm engaging people and talking about, or maybe I should say, guess what topic generates the most reaction? Gets the most interest, generates the most engagement and reaction, both in person, in workshops, and even when I'm talking to people remotely on calls and online and on Zoom calls. It's emotional intelligence. By far, when I bring that term up or somebody else does, it catches a lot of people's attention. And here's why it's catching so many people's attention. Because more and more people and more businesses are realizing how important and how big of a role it plays in our career and in our business. Why? Because it helps us connect better with people and it helps us evaluate. Emotional intelligence and good skills around it helps us connect better with people, which is so important today. And it helps us evaluate situations from multiple levels and have a much clearer vision of how to address situations, handle situations, see things from other people's perspective, which is really big. It's really big in today's world, in today's economy, in today's market. So EQ, emotional quotient, emotional intelligence, it's so vital. And what are we doing? So the question is, how are we getting better at it? What are we doing to up our skills, to help people around us with EQ, with emotional intelligence, and just to bring a general awareness? And thankfully, over the last few years, it's really good because a lot more people are aware of it, talking about it. There's more books on it. When I listen to podcasts, I don't know about you, but when I'm listening to podcasts with influencers and high-achieving, successful people and entrepreneurs, they refer to and talk about EQ a lot. You know, you hear about it so much more, and I don't think that's a coincidence. And I don't think it's a fluke. It happens for a reason because it makes a big difference in how we relate and how we connect, and therefore how much better our career and our business will go. So what are you doing? How much are you paying attention to emotional intelligence? What are you trying to learn, work on, become more aware of? You know, there are 3, 4, 5 key areas of EQ, such as our self-awareness, empathy, being able to put ourselves in other people's shoes and understand better where they're coming from. Just that self-control when something happens and controlling our reaction and our emotions, just to name a few. So which area are you working on most? You know, how much are you paying attention to those skills and what are you working on to get better at it? Because it's going to really help your career. And if you don't pay attention to EQ these days, your career, I mean, it's not going to go down the tubes per se, but where you could be going like this, and not just by title and rank, but just I'm talking about in fulfillment, in bringing joy and fulfillment into the work that you do. If your EQ, emotional intelligence skills go up, then your fulfillment in your work will go up. That alone is reason to pay a lot of attention to it. So where are you at? What are you doing about it? What else do you want to learn? Comment here, but just think for yourself. You know, think about, how am I getting better in those areas? Whether it's reading books, listening to podcasts, going to trainings and development, or just talking with peers and coworkers about how can we get better? How can we be better at our awareness, our empathy, our self-control, all of our social skills? It'll really help you out. I'd love to hear from you, by the way, if you have thoughts, feedback, comments, questions on what areas and what parts of EQ are really important. Thanks for listening. And think about it. You know, how much are you paying attention and where can you all get better? Thanks.